Hello, everyone, and welcome to the RPGeeks, where we do Dungeons and Dragons and science set in the sci-fi world of Braxigantu. So we are for
Braxigantu.
It's too late, guys. You need to be on it. Like, if you're going to echo words, you have to say them straight away. Okay, it's the delay, I suppose. Okay, fine. Okay. We'll practice this for next time. Okay, we are full science communicators.
Science communicators.
Yeah, how do you like that?
Who love to play D&D.
D&D.
And talk about science.
Science.
Behind the sci-fi concepts that come up in the game.
Game.
We are, before we get into some delicious juicy science, we're going to introduce ourselves. I will go first. Hi there, my name is Sharmini. I use she, her pronouns. I am a science communicator. I make cool films. I'm working on a really cool film right now. It's like really hard work, but it's going to be really great. The sky is blue is my fun fact. I feel like there should be fun facts.
Oh God! It's like introduce yourself. Go around the circle.
Yeah, well, you're gonna say something.
I don't have fun facts.
Oh, this is so stressful.
I
hate these moments.
You're science people. They can be science facts.
All my fun facts are in the DnDebrief. You can't.
Okay, no fun fact. Backing out of the fun facts. There will be no fun facts. No one mention any facts. And if
don't be entertaining.
They cannot be fun. Dull facts are permitted. Really boring facts. Okay, Simon.
Okay.
Hello, I'm extraordinarily dull. My name is Simon. I am a professional science communicator person. I make videos and books and live streams and podcasts. And there is nothing interesting about me whatsoever. Much like my good friend Emily Bates.
Hello, I'm Emily Bates. There is nothing interesting about me. I use she, her pronouns. And I make science videos. I'm a science video producer. And the one person who there is interesting things about is Ali Jennings.
My name's Ali Jennings. I make... Oh no, it's happening again.
He's so much bigger than the rest of us.
I can't remember anything. Yes, my head is larger than the rest of all of you combined. And my interesting fact, my non-interesting fact is that there are many different kinds of decorating paint, and they go by the prefix RAL and then the number. So RAL. And then 4807.
Oh, that's great.
Wow, that is dull. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Great.
Well,
what a lackluster opening from everyone there. That was that was great. We've really kicked off with energy.
I feel like a little bit too successful.
This is the first podcast, video, Twitch stream you're watching. We normally aren't as dull.
I just found out something interesting.
What did you find out?
Bring us back into the interesting.
I was just looking up lackluster. Because obviously it's something that lacks luster.
Etymology corner.
Did you know that most rooms you are in are lackluster? Because luster in French means chandelier in English.
Oh, no way.
My entire house is lackluster.
My life is so lackluster.
Wow. Oh my God, I'm going to use that. That is great. Oh, here we go.
Do you think it's also something to do with their choice of route colour painting?
Definitely.
Because I actually know quite a lot about that and would be happy to talk about it at length.
Do you want to do that instead of the DnDebrief on goodberries? Do you want to just go off on one about paint?
Only if the DnDebrief on goodberries is interesting. I wish to make this as boring as possible, as per the brief.
It is quite interesting.
Retracted the brief, right? We're starting over. Okay, this is a new section, new exciting section of the show. It's called the DnDebrief.
DnDebrief.
Doesn't it sound exciting already? This is the part of the show where we explain the science behind something that's come up in the story. So, Emily, could you describe the instigating incident for today's DnDebrief?
Sure. My character, Infinite Sky 6000, has a spell called Goodberry or Goodberries. Is it Goodberry or Goodberries? Goodberry, I think. Goodberry. Even though you make 10. You make up to 10 when you cast a spell. So interesting. And... misleading spell title. Noted. Send to Wizards of the Coast.
So I'll read the spell. Stretch the time there, Emily Bates.
I've got quite a lot of this, but you guys were all chatting before we started, so it's fine.
Our producer's looking at us through the window. We're making the stretched like taffy motion.
Like keep going. I'll read the description of the spell. So up to 10 berries appear in your hand are and are infused with magic for the duration. A creature can use its action to eat one berry. Eating a berry restores 1 hit point, and the berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day. The berries lose their potency if they have not been consumed within 24 hours of the casting of this spell. So,
what do they become? Are they just normal berries? If you don't.
They explode.
So I'm considering that actually they just sort of rot away. And part of the reason for this is, I should put a bit of a content warning at the start of this, actually. I'm going to talk a lot about calories and feeling hunger, feeling full, and general topics related to sort of diet culture. So if that is something you don't feel comfortable listening to or watching, please do feel free to come back in about 20 or so minutes when we'll have finished this section and everything will be back to the chaos. But anyway, going back to it, sorry. So obviously they provide the nourishment to sustain a creature for a whole day. So there's got to be vitamins in there. There's got to be calories in there. And I think we can safely assume that in the future, you will be pretty able to pack a bunch of nutrients into a fairly small thing. I don't think we really need to go too much into the science behind that, we'll be able to pack in calories, vitamins. Yes, Simon, you've got your hand up. Hello.
Does it hydrate you as well? Is that part of the sustenance for a day?
It's not. It doesn't say. It just says nourishment. So does hydration count as nourishment?
Where are we getting water? Are we drinking enough? Are our characters okay?
Are we like
Infinity
koalas?
can
we get all our
take
water
a
from our
spell,
food?
create water.
Well, the spell create water would be somewhat,
Actually, can I? Maybe
if the goodberries were very watery, so maybe
water isn't nutrition, but is nutrition the same as nourishment?
That's a good question. If someone wants to Google that while I carry on, feel free. But the key thing is, I think with this is it says that it sustain you, and I would assume as part of that you feel quite satiated. You don't feel hungry anymore, right? So the idea is you could not have eaten, you eat one of these berries and you're like, I'm good to go, can carry on with my day for 24 hours before I'm hungry again. So how are they going to truly make you feel full? So I think we can assume you're getting the calories, you're getting the vitamins and carbohydrates, whatever that you need. But evolution has spent a lot of time working out how to notify creatures that you're hungry. It's important, right? If we don't eat, creatures need to know if they need more energy. But what it's not very good at is telling us when to stop. Because obviously it's much less important from a sort of survival point of view. And one way that recently people think that you get that feeling when you're very full and you feel your stomach stretch, and your stomach is connected to your brain via the vagus nerve. It's always the vagus nerve, and that can sort of send signals and say the stomach is stretched, so stop eating. There are special neurons in the walls of the stomach that can detect the stretching. However, a couple of years ago there was a paper that came out and they thought that the stomach stretching was sort of the main mechanism of this, but actually it's the intestine. They found a much stronger response in the stretching of the intestine to the stretching of the stomach. So, and it's got really interesting implications for people who have gastric bands and things put in, because basically what that's doing is it's shuffling food much quicker into the intestine than letting it sit in your stomach. And so that kind of explains in a little bit more detail than just sort of, it means, because it's not so much your stomach isn't stretching, there's just less of your stomach to stretch, right? So there's a lot of neurons that now you're just not using. It kind of makes sense that it can then go into the intestine.
I suppose that also explains why, at least when I've had a huge meal, I don't feel bad in the immediate vicinity. I don't feel really, really full. It's in the hours afterwards when presumably it's moved out of your stomach.
Yeah, and I mean, it is still
a slight delay.
Yeah, and it is still the stomach. That still does have an effect. It's just not as much as the intestine. Sorry, Annie.
If you eat within the first 10 minutes, you can eat everything, and then after about 10 minutes, you're like, oh no, I must.
Must.
Well, it's why it's something that competitive eaters do, I think, where they drink tons and tons of water, so they stretch out their stomach, and then when that passes through, they're really, really hungry because their body's telling them you've not eaten very much, and your tummy is ready to receive lots and lots of food.
Tummy.
Sorry, your tummy. It's a biological term.
Tummy. Your tummy's ready.
Tum.
I love the word tummy.
I think all scientific papers should be written using childlike language when talking about anatomy.
I fully agree.
The only other ones I can think of are genitalia ones, though.
It's you're inflicting pain. It's when a boo-boo is kissed by a subject, subject number one.
If you can't explain your thesis to an 8-year-old, you shouldn't be allowed to write that paper.
Ooh, strong words.
Go away and work out how to do it to a
Well, there is that Upgoer 5 website that Randall Munro came up with, where it's like the 1,000 most used words in the English language, and you can like translate any sentence into these 1,000 words. So it's Upgoer 5 because that was the description of the Saturn V rocket, but like rocket wasn't in the 1,000 words, so it's Upgoer 5.
The website is great. So this was based on one of Randall Munro. First it was an XKCD comic, and then he did a whole book explaining all this science using only the 1,000 most common words in the English language. But the website, basically, you can type anything in, and if you use a sort of forbidden word that's not on the list, it will, I think, like go red or something. We did it for my podcast where we had the challenge of I gave people stories and then they had to explain them while checking that they weren't using that they were only using the 1,000 most common words, and try and get the other person to guess what the story was.
That's really cool. We should do something with that.
I just tried putting in our like the start of the description of our adventure into Upgoer 5, and it did not like it in the slightest.
What the hell is a dungeon?
Well, future is humanity, spread, evolved, transforming genetically, cybernetically.
Humanity is in.
Nice.
No, humanity is. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, coming back. Bring it back to goodberries and hunger. So there's two very important hormones as well involved for like either feeling hungry or feeling full, and that's ghrelin. I can't say it. Ghrelin and leptin. So ghrelin is made by the stomach, and it's secreted when your stomach is empty. So the stomach secretes it, and then it goes to the brain, to the hypothalamus, and is like, hey, we're hungry now, get food in. And it can be sort of regulated by meal patterns as well. So when your body is expecting to have food in its stomach, it's like, I'm ready now, even if maybe you're slightly more full. Yes, Ali?
I've got an interesting fact about ghrelin, even though it goes against everything I believe in, to give you interesting facts. Ghrelin is it ghrelin? I've forgotten it. I can't believe I forgot the fact. No, you can stimulate ghrelin by looking at food porn.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
As in seductive pictures of food, right? Like professional pictures of food.
Like those videos you get where people like crack an egg yolk and it like drips and.
I don't mean like ASMRPG food. I just mean, when anybody's taken an unrealistically good picture of food, right? When you're like, oh, I'd eat the hell out of that. Hell, baby, get that in my stomach. And then you see it and you're like, oh, well, I've ordered it now. Like, yeah.
Interesting.
Amazing.
That is cool.
Can I just say, for people who aren't watching this live on Twitch or in YouTube, it's also very strange having Ali, who for all intents and purposes looks like a giant Big Brother screen.
Yeah, he really
telling
does.
us all of this information looming
I'm
over.
just the same size as all of you now, and you fear me for it.
Oh, you're so much
You're
bigger.
not. Your head is huge.
Look at my tiny shoulders.
And then anyway, the other hormone is leptin, which is made by fat cells and decreases your appetite. So there's sort of interesting studies being done into whether, so obviously the larger you are, the more fat cells you have, or at least the bigger fat cells you have, and they're releasing more leptin. And leptin is what sort of stops you feeling hungry. But it can be that if you have too much leptin, you become desensitized to it, and it has the reverse effect. So because you have so much, actually you're just always still feeling hungry because you're not getting that suppression. But I found a study that literally came out today.
Breaking news here.
Breaking
on
news
RPGeeks.
From hormones. So also, do forgive me, I only read this about an hour ago. And this is kind of how potentially goodberries could work, because originally I was just thinking they'll be really dense, really packed with like nutrients, calories, and then there will be some other thing going on that suppresses ghrelin, however you say it, god damn it, or like increases leptin. It will be one of those things. And then I found this, and so it's called non-surgical implant could help overcome obesity by killing cells producing ghrelin, the hunger hormone. But so basically what they did was they put in this like implant and they did this study on pigs so far, and they put it in, and it just goes in. It's like a tube, and it sits in the lower esophagus, and then there's like a little umbrella that goes into the stomach and kind of blocks it, and it stretches out the top part of the stomach, which is partly where ghrelin is produced. So it's sort of stretching it to say, it's full, don't worry about it, stop doing this, stop it now. But that they did that study a while ago, and that had quite bad, it worked in that, you know, pigs weren't as hungry, but it had some quite severe side effects with like acid reflux and things like that. But so what they've done now is they've found that if they quote why can't I talk? Coat the I forgot how to say C's.
We're all struggling today, people. It's not our day.
Basically, if they coat this disc that sort of goes, this umbrella kind of thing that goes into the stomach, with a compound called methylene blue, and then they stimulate that with a laser light, then it kills the ghrelin producing cells in the stomach. But it's not long lasting. It only lasted, I'm not sure, after 1 week, it was kind of going back to normal. So imagine if in these good berries you had, like, they have all the nutrients and calories in there, but then in the center of them, there's this weird, like, little, like, hormone and laser light that when it breaks down, it releases like a little burst of light in your stomach, kills off these telling you I'm hungry cells. So you're no longer producing the hormone that says you're hungry. So you're getting all your nutrients, and then your body's going, oh yeah, I'm cool.
What if it's the next day and all my cells are dead? And I'm just
but they're fine. They come back. They come back
in a day.
They get better.
In this, it was a bit longer than a day, but I think we can safely extrapolate
fine.
That maybe it would be a slightly like less severe dose.
Okay.
So I thought that was quite cool.
A beautifully over the top description.
Yes,
I love that so much. There's a lot going on there.
But imagine, so basically, it comes back to Infinity having like these nanobots, right? That help with like her cure wounds and all of the weird stuff. And it also means it kind of gives a better reason if there are like these little electronic-y nanobot stuff in it for the actual, like, not even laser, just like a little pulse of light, to activate it.
Which could you could have some kind of chemical that would react with stomach acid and produce like a flash of light.
Exactly.
That's why she
amazing.
Produce like 10 of them in a
exactly.
Does that mean you eat the good berry and you can just about see a slight flash in the stomach?
I mean, I wasn't thinking
like,
that, but let's go with that. Yeah, that's
how cool.
And so you're proposing it's nutrients and calories all in.
Yes, so like, and I expect they taste like quite sugary, fatty, because you need to get a lot of calories in a very small amount. You can't be doing like dense stuff. This is just like get the energy in as quick as possible, like athletes having like chocolate bars to get like quick boost of energy.
But that's the other thing, is like it's nourishment for an adventurer. It's not just like someone at a desk job. So that we're talking like a large number of like a polar explorer almost.
You're almost leading me on to my stupid fact that is not really to do with any of this, but I'll take it. So in I think we've mentioned it on the stream. In fiction, there is another thing that's similar to a good berry. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Simon?
Is it lembas bread?
It is lembas bread. Very good, Simon. Well done. So for those of you who don't know, in Lord of the Rings, they give out lembas bread, which can, hang on, I wrote it down. So this is the quote: keep a traveller on his feet for a day of long labour. So you can have like a little bit of it. And basically there has been a scientific paper, and I think it was done by like master's students at a university that was encouraged to do like weird papers, but they have worked out how many pieces of lembas bread they needed to get the entire fellowship from Lothlorien to Mount Doom, assuming, and this is like as in the preparation, so assuming they don't get split up, no one takes any detours, they just head in the straight line.
But it's also, isn't it a bite? It's not a whole lembas bread, I thought. It's like a single bite is enough to fill the stomach.
I think you're right.
Are you sure that's not a Lord of the Rings film quote, and maybe not?
It might
that's
I'm not actually sure.
A single bite is enough to sustain a man.
Master students would have taken that into account. I trust.
I can't find it. But anyway, they did it because they based it on previous research in the same journal, which is called the Journal of Interdisciplinary Science Topics. So bullshit science. Right. I think, to use its official. It's just silly science. Like, it's not bullshit. Silly. Yes, Abby. Lots of people asking questions. People on podcasts, they keep putting their hands up. That's why. Yes.
Best journal title ever is the Journal of Unreproducible Results, which is a genuine journal that exists.
What does it cover? Just
can you tell us
stuff
more?
That you can't
only
reproduce?
Only results that no one can reproduce.
So they have
just unprovable science.
So you have to try it several times.
It's not science
to reproduce it.
I actually don't know what the criteria are for getting in. Like, presumably you must show that you've tried it many times in many ways, and it's completely
never happened
impossible.
again.
Like, how many times?
There's no way it was
tried
my
it for it to be statistically significantly unreproducible.
Or is it like, the observation of an astronomical phenomena that was only going to happen once in a million years? Or
maybe it's that. Maybe it's that.
No, it's not that.
That's cool. No one can ever
We need to look. I want to know more.
Really specific. I love that.
Okay, we're running out of time, so I'm going to go.
Okay.
But basically, based this calculation off previous work that was done, working out how many calories each of the different races, species in Lord of the Rings needed, and basically because they worked out that hobbits needed more because they based them on like possums. Rather and
wow.
like, hang on, have I got it? I don't know if I've got it open anymore.
That's really going straight to.
It was so funny. It was like they just need a lot of food. Oh god, I haven't got. Maybe it wasn't possums.
We should do it. If D&D species were animals, what animals would they be?
Yes.
We should do that. But also, I wouldn't have gone straight to possum.
like barbarians would be like wolverines, for example.
Ooh, I don't want like beaver or something.
So anyway, so they worked out, they estimated that lembas bread would contain around 2,638.5 calories, and they would need 675 loaves with them, 304 of them for the hobbits, 214 for Gandalf, Aragorn, and Boromir, 99 for Gimli, and only 60 for Legolas because elves being elves.
Yeah. So if you're an elf, just one bite could sustain you. If you're a hobbit, you need 3.
Clever. Yeah. So there you go. But also that makes you think, like, how on earth did everyone get there if they needed 675? They definitely didn't take
any piece of fantasy. Yeah. It's like no one thinks of logistics. This is the constant. If sci-fi always runs into physics, fantasy always runs into logistics.
I thought that was the whole point about Game of Thrones. They're constantly dealing with logistics.
In the books, yes. And they're always talking about what they're eating, and it's very. I always felt hungry.
How are we going to get there?
Hey, ghrelin. And back to the question I think, Simon, you asked at the very beginning about like why they would stop working after like 24 hours or like rot, basically. So I'm imagining that basically they've got all these nutrients in, and what, the reason fruit rots, right, is that microorganisms feast on the nutrients in them and rots them. So if they're this very intense like package of everything you would need, it makes sense that the minute a microorganism would get into it, they would just have it.
Right.
You know what's dope though? When the microorganism gets to the chewy laser center in the center, lasers like UV light kills bacteria, right? So boom, dead. It's like the honeycomb.
Excellent.
Like a small animal runs, like a squirrel runs away with the goodberry, and you just see like a little pulse of light from inside it.
It would be so full. It would just be like, oh.
Yeah, because it's not going to just take one. It's definitely like a hamster with just like tons in its mouth, and you see like a little chain reaction going on inside this poor little Syrian hamster. Boom, 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 boom. They're like a rave inside its stomach.
So there you go. That's my. Sorry, I rushed through that a little bit, but that's my very quick roundup of how goodberries could work. Lasers in your stomach.
Places I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't thinking we would go there.
Yeah, I didn't either until an hour ago.
Breaking news. I don't think we're ever going to get more cutting-edge science.
News.
Yeah, published
unless
today.
we get someone to announce their research on the screen.
Yes.
Ooh.
It was. I found it in the American Chemical Society. Yeah, that's where.
Ooh, that's really fun.
That's excellent.
Great D&D briefing there, Emily Bates.
Thanks.
So
speed D&D briefing.
That is the science only part of the show over. I was going to say, do we want to chat about some other things we've been doing recently? It's actually coming up before we get into the adventure part.
Yeah, let's do it now. And then have a little break. Yeah,
because it is quite fun. We'd love to chat to it about you guys.
About you guys.
Chat about you with
chat about it to you guys.
Blah, 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 blah.
Basically, we do live shows now.
No question mark at the end of that. We do live shows.
We do. We have done live shows.
We've got another one coming up.
Last week, if you've listened to the podcast, watched the YouTube, or on Twitch, we pre-recorded it before we'd done any of these live shows, and we were kind of jokingly being like, "Yeah, we did it. It went so well." But now we have genuinely done it,
and it genuinely did really well.
It genuinely went well.
I'm still
everyone. We were all surprised.
So my favorite part of our live show mechanism is there's a lot more audience interaction, which we're also hoping to maybe try and bring to Twitch and get some sort of develop some interactive.
So if you're watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast, come join us on Twitch.
We'll flag on social media when we're going to do a sort of particularly interactive one. But yes, my favorite thing was certainly the giant dice that Simon bought, that we got the audience rolling. And it was I was particularly happy because I think a lot of the audience probably weren't overly familiar with TTRPGs. I don't know. I was assuming so. And they were so into the dice rolling.
It was so good.
They were so into it.
Can we show a clip?
I love this clip.
I believe we can.
Is this the same one we just saw? Brilliant. Do it.
See, okay, we'll put it up.
No one who's not on Twitch has seen it yet.
Yeah, people on Twitch and YouTube get to enjoy this now.
Did we just watch it ourselves?
Podcast, you get to listen to it. I'm a slug.
Oh no, because it won't be on the Zoom audio.
Podcast.
Yeah, no. So there will be no audio for you. I'll put it in.
Twitch and YouTube just enjoyed a clip of one of the audience members in the David Attenborough studio rolling a giant inflatable dice and getting
look how happy we were.
A critical success. I can't remember what that was in relation to.
It was probably someone becoming an animal.
Something horrendous.
Was it the cheetah? It might have been the cheetah.
Oh,
I became a slug on a nat 1
before the T-Rex situation.
Oh my goodness,
it was great.
I was the slug.
It was a very good game in which people turned into sort of various animals, which I might play. I might adapt a version of it for a Twitch one-shot one time.
Shamini was our master of the game in the sense of she ran it, but also you came up with that system.
Created a new game,
new genes,
so
please.
Probably reuse
That's
it.
next level.
And if you are watching at home and would like us to do a live event and you have like a science festival, let us know because
children's birthday parties,
bar mitzvahs, the whole works.
Yeah,
we've got a festival coming up this summer as well, which a few of us are going to be doing. 3rd. Which is also information about on our Twitter.
That's going to be amazing.
And hopefully do a few more live things. So thank you for your support.
And then Clark came along.
We're just building up Clark on here.
Clark on tour.
We'll be running a few of the games at Simon's wedding. And,
yeah, you're the entertainment. I haven't told you about that yet.
Oh, that makes sense why you invited us now. Okay. Yeah.
Do you want me to just DJ with all the background sounds that I've made for this? I've made so many. No, I spent hours of my life just accumulating. No, not you.
I just want you with a microphone in the corner doing various. And now we're in a swamp. You're walking through the swamp. You're just taking people on an audio adventure.
I thought you were about to go into Shia LaBeouf then, when you did you're walking through a swamp.
We'll turn around.
That would be amazing. Do that at your wedding.
And you spot him. It's a dire wolf.
No.
Did you come up with that rhyme just now?
Yes.
That's amazing. I can't think of a better rhyme for Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Right, so we got that festival coming up, and then we can also do other events. So people would, if you have an event that you are running, or if you know one, let us know.
Stop plugging it, Simon.
I just enjoyed it so much.
It was fun.
It was so fun.
We're also gonna have ongoing some more Twitch one-offs. Those will be Twitch specials. So again, if you're catching up on the podcast or you watch our YouTube videos, keep an eye out for when we do our one-offs and interactive stuff on Twitch on a Wednesday evening, and come join us for those.
Yeah,
we should have a quick break now, and when we return we shall be diving deep into the D&D adventure and finding out what happens next. So we will see you all in 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes, and we'll be back. Okay.
Perfect.
See you in a sec.
I've got a dice here, but I'm
choosing not to move.
Oh god, the video's playing.
I'm a slug.
I need to go. Sorry.
Simon, no.
Sorry. Professional.
Okay, ignore that. That didn't happen.
That didn't happen. Wait, hang on. I'll go back to the BRB screen. Hang on.
Take 2.
No one will notice. It's fine.
Welcome back, everyone.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Fancy seeing you here.
Smooth.
I
love it. Welcome back to the second part of the show. This is the Dungeons and Dragons part of the show. So I think it's probably time to introduce you all to our characters. Why don't you start this time, Emily Bates?
That never happens. First. Hello. I play Infinite Sky 6000, who is a terraforming droid who is currently trying to get to space in order to find some mysterious floating golden jellyfish satellites. Simon.
Hello, I'm Simon. I'm playing Uriel, who uses he, they pronouns, and they are a dwarf monk, but in our reskin of D&D 5e, cybernetically enhanced human on the path to transcending the weakness of the flesh, and desperately wants to go home. Wants to go home to Martin's Bane in orbit of the planet. Along with, but for different reasons, Tenebris.
Hello, yes, my character is indeed Tenebris, she, her. She has dark bluish skin and white hair, which would look like a drow if this were a fantasy setting, but it's not. It's the future. We're all in space. Who knows? Also, strange powers that are not magical, but sort of biological. It's weird and creepy. She also wants to go to space, mainly just because she found some friends, and she's like, I'm going to hang out with you forever. Also, we should get jobs. Are there jobs in space?
Space jobs.
You're describing her like that makes her sound like a computer science graduate.
Surely computer science graduates, I find it really easy to get jobs. But
that's what they chase. They find people for the first time. They're like, oh, we're friends. Great. I'll stick with you forever. That's been my experience. And then also, let's go and get jobs. Everyone gets jobs, right?
Everyone gets jobs. Yeah. I don't see what the problem is here. This makes perfect sense to me.
Apologies to any computer science graduates listening right now. Simon deciding to drag you for no good reason.
Gosh. And finally,
Shade.
Ali.
Yeah, no, I'm the DM. I've made this world, this universe. It's all very exciting, and there's nothing more really to say. I just want to get into it. I want to get onto the world of Braxigantu, that lush, bountiful, beautiful place. Roll film, Simon Clark.
Roll film.
So, where were we? Our party had trekked through the weeping willows and the sluggish backwaters of the Bunyawine Delta to the town of Lansdowne Port, which is a riotous, soulful, musical harbour built on one of the major estuaries that flows into the sea in this part of Braxigantu. The party are searching for a way off planet, some to find answers, and others maybe to try and go home. So after finding their feet in the city, they went to a network entry portal, and Infinity went inside the network for the first time. You travelled between the stone palaces and the bejeweled bathhouses of this strange and ethereal place, and you discovered a little bit more about the history of Braxigantu, this planet, and about what had happened after the shockwave that you felt in the Delta Forest a night or so ago. But then, before you could find out any more, you were approached by a group of mysterious naiads working for a lady Ulandria, and you fled. Left the network. Meanwhile, Tenebris and Uriel, you were witnessing a strange thing happening to another customer connected to the network. They appear to have become possessed by one of the Fey intelligences inside the network, and they had to be restrained, which you did very efficiently, and they were taken away for some sort of healing. All that excitement over, you guys collected yourselves, found your way to the Lobster Pot, which is a bar hidden beneath the piers of the harbour. And inside you met a mysterious hooded stranger with cultured accents, dusky orange skin, and the scent of perfume coming off them. Hooded, you couldn't see their face. All you saw that identified them maybe was slight raised skin in a strange henna-like pattern on the back of their hand as they passed you 2 communication slates that you bought off them. This hooded stranger has offered you passage off-world, but for a high price. And they've suggested someone who might be able to help you earn that money. And that is where we find the party. Surrounded in this floating bar, the floor a little bit unsteady in your feet, just bits of wood and old driftwood hung up in there's a bit of a mishmash decoration. There's a couple of plastic lobsters you can see on the wall. Everybody studiously trying not to notice each other, just talking quietly in their own little huddles. And this figure facing away from you, giving you this chance to leave Braxiganton. What would you like to do?
Have we just confirmed with the communication slates that we can communicate with them, and do we know how they work?
You do not know how they work, but after a moment's conversation with this figure, you find out that they are sending stones. So a sending stone, for those not familiar with D&D, essentially they come in pairs, but for the sake of this, you have 3, and you can see if they can all talk to each other. You can send 1 message a day, and the other sending stone can send 1 message back a day. So that's how they work, and that's the mechanic that we're going to use as well.
Did we decide, are we keeping, they're keeping 1 and we've got 2, or are we taking all 3?
You are taking 2 from them.
And they're keeping 1.
They're keeping 1, but you already have 1 as well.
Right, but isn't that connected to a different sending stone?
Yes, but you don't know, but you might be able to banjax it so that they can all talk to each other.
Interesting.
Okay, whoa, okay.
That sounds like an Infinity and Uriel job.
Yeah, wow, okay.
Okay, cool. Oh, I love that.
We had that other site.
Yes.
I didn't know we could use it. I just thought it was a...
I thought it was dud now because we had the old one.
Yeah, that we left.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Cool. Right. Well, we should probably go find Obadiah.
What now?
It's the night. Middle of the night now.
Oh, is that not?
People sleep in the night.
It's really annoying.
These people aren't sleeping.
You lose half your life. Well, like a third, quarter.
These people are drinking. People either sleep in the night or they drink.
Should we drink?
I think we should probably drink.
Excellent.
I don't know about that. This is kind of...
Come on, Uriel. I'll go up to the bar. Excuse me. Hello.
The burly halfling bartender who's wearing this kind of ill-fitting sort of comedy sailor suit, looks a bit annoyed about it, comes up to you. Yeah. What can I do for? How is your rum special?
It was lovely, actually. What are they drinking? And I'll point to the figure we've just been talking to.
Oh, yeah. Well, they've been drinking. Well, let me show you. Oh. And they reach down behind the bar. There's kind of like a bit of rustling, kind of like. And they pull out a dusty old bottle, and you can see the bartender blows a bit off the dust off the label, and you can see that it's written in a language. What languages do you speak?
Oh, great question. Common, Druidic, and Elvish.
What does Druidic look like in this setting?
What It's druidic. Oh my god, so many questions.
We, I think, had a chat about it maybe being like what she communicates with the satellites with. So kind of like her code to terraform stuff. How she like distinguishes what needs to be done.
Oh my gosh.
So I haven't fully fleshed it out, but
Okay.
Yeah, we can come back to that one.
Yeah.
But as you look at this bottle, you realise you can read this. It's written in one of the highborn languages of the Alliance, which you would know as Elfish. And it's an expensive bottle. It looks as though it maybe even might have come from off-world. You can see that because it doesn't appear to be made of even the same sort of material as we want. It's a different shape. It's and the liquid itself has a very slight viscous quality to it. You look through, and as the light from the low ceiling lights shines through the bottle, you can see that it has a faint lilac coloration to it.
that looks lovely. Where's it from?
This was given to us by by the broker. She I don't rightly know, to be honest. They prefer to drink their own.
Oh, I see. So I couldn't order 4 of them. 1 for the broker and 3 for us.
I don't believe you could. They prefer to keep their supplies to themselves. Right.
Well, I was going to buy them a drink, but I guess. I mean, I wasn't going to buy it, so I have no money. We'll take 3 more of the was it the road special?
It's the rum special.
The rum special, yes. 3 more of those, please. Tenebris, Uriel, could one of you pay?
I'll come over and be like, I could pay.
Thank you.
I got the card.
I don't have my own
It is
money.
separate from our skin, isn't it, Ark? Like they are actual.
Yeah, so the ones that you have are separate.
As I'm tapping it in,
1 gold, 6 silver, please.
Yeah, no problem at all. Is there anywhere to stay here, by the way? Like, have you got any rooms here?
Look around you, my friend. You see an upstairs? You see anything except places to drink with people drinking in it.
Yes, Uriel, if the tide came in, this could be quite bad.
Well, I'm sort of not really used to aquatic craft, really. It's all a bit, it's a bit different here.
No, it's okay. We'll find somewhere.
Y'all looking for lodging? Y'all might try the hall up in Old Town, or, there's always rooms at the Damsel Independent.
The Damsel Independent?
That's right.
Where's that?
Oh, that's further through, as near the border of New Town, Old Town. Fancies itself that joint, I tell you what.
Fancy.
Is Old Town where we were before? Do we know where Old Town is?
You haven't gone through the city layout with anyone, but you get the sense that the place that you were to go to the network, that felt like you heard sort of the people saying Old Town occasionally on the wind. You got the sense that was the starting of Old Town.
Okay,
did they just recommend the hull or the horn?
Horn.
Okay,
the horn.
Which is where we have to go anyway.
And it's the same place we have to go anyway to near, but okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we should have these, and then maybe we should go to the horn and try and find a place to stay.
Great suggestion.
And then in the morning we can do business.
Well, I mean, depends if they're, if they go to bed late. Maybe we could talk to.
You just said everyone was sleeping.
Well, at what time is it? I know sun has gone down.
Wait ages to come here as well.
Oh, that's true. Actually, we did wait a very long time to come here.
It's not like just gone sunrise. It's got to be like at least 11ish, right?
Might be a night.
Does any of you have the no exact time sheet?
Wow.
I didn't actually have my.
I feel like I should, but I don't.
Lahubelius, the moon, was high in the sky when you came here.
Okay.
Well,
I think that means it's quite late. let's drink these, and should we play a game? That's what people do with drinks, right?
Do you know any games pre-programmed?
Are you still standing by the bar?
Yes.
Okay, because Tenebris didn't leave, so Tenebris has just been standing awkwardly when Uriel went to pay, and Tenebris was like, "Okay," and it's just been like,
"We should go back over to Tenebris."
Well, I think at this point, she might be like, "Yeah, just
can I
over to you guys?"
DM, can I go through my data banks to see if I know any drinking games?
You can, it's a roll a history check to see if you've picked up if there any residual information about drinking culture.
14.
14. Yeah, you know a couple. You know, drink till someone meets the floor.
Great. That's a good one.
That's common across the alliance.
Mm-hmm.
You also know Drinksy, tellsies, or doozy's bad thing, which is a sort of like it's like a rhyme that you say at the start. So it's Drinksy, tellsies, or doozy's bad thing, and then it operates basically if you have to either tell someone the truth, or if you refuse to do that, you have to do something that they specify, often bad.
Right. Okay,
as you're accessing this, the bartender comes back with these 3 drinks, or with this kind of amazing sort of bouquet of like engine oil, peat, and this sort of scent of the sea, but also this kind of floral texture and a bit of lime in there as well. And these kind of rust-coloured rum cocktails, and pushes them towards you, served in these bottles that look like they've been travelling, in the sea, like washed-up old bottles.
Right. Well, I know 2. So there's drink till you hit the floor, which I think that just involves someone hurting themselves. So, but there's also Drinksies, tellsies, or do a bad thing. Are either of you familiar?
No, this wasn't really part of the culture on Martin's Bay. You might have to explain that one.
Well, so you sing the song first. I assume you both know the song. It goes Drinksies, tellsies, or do a bad thing, and then you have to either tell a truth, so tell something that may be like a secret, or other people get to decide, I don't know, that you have to run around without your clothes on.
Really?
It's like someone would call it a dare.
Oh my gosh.
Where's the positive outcome from this? I feel like
we
there's
get
only
to know
negative.
each other better, and we drink.
This is like a thing that friends do.
Yes. That's what it's under friend activities in my day.
Yes, like cool friends, just hanging out and drinking alcohol, even though you're too young and you're not really
and we haven't had much
allowed
chance
to drink alcohol. And
I feel like I have enough information about both of you to make optimal-ish decisions.
I don't think you know very much about us either.
No, I have so many secrets.
Same. I mean, I don't really, but
she also attempts to badly wink.
Just a bit of screen flickers.
I also have secrets.
Okay, I'll go first. So we all sing the song. Ready? Okay. Drinksies, tellsies, or do a bad
things.
Okay, my Drinksies, tellsies is that I have been having what I think are nightmares, bad dreams. That's what I've been calling them, but I actually think that they might be glimpses of the things I cannot remember, and I am worried that I'm going to break the entire world.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know it was...
Uriel, your turn. Ready? Drinksies,
tellsies,
do a bad
things. I will go for a truth. I think that sometimes... Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. I think that sometimes 5-sided connectors are actually better than 6-sided connectors when you're making mechanical linkages.
No.
So I know it's not symmetric. It's just a thing that I've had since I was...
It's not symmetrical at all. And also it's less connected. So that would clearly be worse.
I know it's illogical. Don't tell anyone.
Uriel, I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Please. Let's just forget I said it. Tenebris.
Oh my god.
Ready? Drinksies, tellsies, or do a bad thing.
Okay, see, those were two very different kind of truths, you know? Like, one of them was, like, quite horrific and maybe seems to be,
the
like,
connector
upsetting.
And then
the other one I
Infinity
didn't
said
really
something.
understand. So I might do a bad thing, but I mean, you're not making it sound good if you say bad thing, but and if it didn't involve running around, like something other than running around without clothes on, maybe.
Uriel, what shall we ask her to do?
It feels like a mistake, but I'm drinking with my friends. This is
hang on, I'll go through what other people have been made to do in my history bank.
What if we'll get her to meet our friends to go to the broker and make them like us?
Oh, you mean get her to use? That sounds quite extreme. Because what if it goes wrong and then he gets very angry and then we don't get work anymore?
But it's a bad thing, right? Like it's a dare, is what you said.
Yes, but I think it's meant to be like in good fun.
Okay.
What if we got her to go to the broker and do that calm thing that she? I don't know about this actually, so I shan't say this. Only you know about this. So this is not Infinity. Stop talking.
Do you know about it from the first time?
I don't think I was there. I was when I was not there.
Okay.
It was
a private thing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay,
I don't know about that, so ignore that. Scratch that. We could get her to try and steal the bottle of the special wine.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes.
That's
okay. Tenebris.
Yes.
You have to go get that bottle from behind the bar.
Ali's shaking of the head then fills me with confidence.
Or just maybe not. Maybe that's stealing. We don't do stealing. We borrow, don't we? So maybe we could
borrow it and we could give it back and be like, we just get it from you.
No, I know. Why don't you go over to the broker and ask if you can have some of their special drink?
Don't let me stop you from.
No, it's not you. It's
that wasn't what I meant to do at all.
It's not you. It's also sudden panic.
That's the whole thing with drinking games, though. They're instant decisions that you regret afterwards.
I can do that.
Okay.
Tenebris,
I really believe in you, and I'll clasp her on the shoulder and give her guidance.
Oh, yeah.
So, what are you trying to do?
I'm casting guidance.
And what's Tenebris's doozy bad thing?
I'm gonna go to the broker and ask them if I can have some of their special drink.
Okay.
You can count on me. I know the rules of the game, and the rules of the game is that you have to do the thing that you said. And I'm cool, so I'm going to do that.
We're doing what normal people do.
Yeah,
blending
this is what,
in.
It's like being a human.
Friends do, and they hang out.
This is fantastic.
Okay. It's okay. Okay, don't look too hard. Be casual.
Okay. I'll do that awkwardly on the bar again. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go
staring
back over
at the same time.
the person that we were talking to before.
You approach them again. They're facing the bar. Their hood is quite far over their face. You can't catch any glimpse of the face. Just slight dusky orange skin of their hand rested on the bar top, and in front of them a small tumbler half full with this pale lilac liquid. They don't acknowledge you.
Can I fit in next to them at the bar so that I'm next to them?
You flop yourself onto the bar stool next to this figure. And there's a very slight inclination of the side of the hood towards you.
Hey, I'm sorry to bother you again. I was just wondering if I could try some of that nice drink that you have. Apparently, it's very good.
Roll a persuasion check.
I was thinking you know, do I have an angle on this? Like, what am I using to persuade?
I like it.
And then
No,
I was
I
like,
like it.
no, I'm just going to ask them.
With guidance, with guidance.
Guidance is D4?
Yeah.
Yay. Woohoo! 25.
Yeah! Woof!
Right. Just really nice. Likeable.
Don't tell me you've never tried Cargraxian liquor before.
Can I tell you a secret? Like
Please.
a tellsy truthy? I can't remember the name. We were playing a game. A tellsy something.
Tellsy truth is absolute.
Yeah, so basically, like before recently, I wasn't even allowed to drink. Because I was like not old enough to drink, and sometimes some of the other people would like sneak a drink, but they didn't invite me to go with them. So this is like some of my first time having alcohol, and it's really fun. So yes, I've not tried your thingy thing.
Oh my dear, what sort of hell pit did you grow up in? Where have you been? You must. Well, you tells the truth, see? So you must drink. And the figure just slides the glass over to you.
This is the best thing we've ever done.
Like going up to a mafia boss at a bar and just being like, I'm sorry, I'm here on a truth or dare. And they're like, my good man.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. Sit down.
Is this the kind of drink that you have to like shots, or like that you have to just taste a little? Because I don't want to drink all of your drink, but what is the best way to imbibe it?
Well, I'll let you find that out yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna take a... I'm gonna stick my tongue in it and just like lap up a little bit, like...
It is... As soon as your tongue hits the surface of this liquid, again, it feels almost, it's sort of like liquid, but it's sort of almost heavier. You can't quite describe how. But as soon as you take it onto your palate, it almost evaporates. And like a sort of dull smoke, sort of drifting along the bottom of your mouth. And then the flavor comes to you. If flying had a flavor, that's what it would be.
I'm writing that down. If flying had a flavor.
It's as though you get a sense of
huge carbon
golden
footprint.
sunbeams. Obviously, for you, maybe the sense of golden, pale white moonbeams. The feeling of clouds against your face, and just a hint of some sort of sweetness and a delicate lilac flavor. But on top of that, the urge to drink more. This is giving you all sorts. It's almost giving you chills.
I think having just like tasted that first little bit, she's just sort of just like just frozen there, just like trying to let it just like more and more just like trickle slowly. I'm just
Hello.
Go on, my dear.
I think whilst this is happening, Uriel's going to just turn to Infinity and be like, I cannot believe that actually worked.
I cannot believe you prefer 5-prong connectors to 6-prong connectors.
Forget I said it.
To be honest with you, do you not feel like it just doesn't offer quite the stability that
it's a sense of shame. Okay, look,
I'm glad you told me.
I'm starting to feel like maybe Tenebris is actually got something to offer to our party. Like,
Good.
Before I wasn't. I'll be honest. I don't know if you picked up on it, but I wasn't 100% sold.
Yes, you weren't subtle about it, Uriel.
But I don't know.
What changed?
Well, look at what just happened there. She's clearly got,
She's good at talking to
she can
people.
talk to people.
Mm.
I don't do people.
No, I don't. I've never met people until you, so.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of half person, really. So
Yes, sorry. Is that offensive?
No. Well, I mean, I wish I was less than half person. So, the first person you met is 10. So.
But why don't you want to be? I know I've asked you before, but I feel like you're never quite telling me.
Well, just look around us. Look at all these people.
Yes?
What are they accomplishing?
Living?
What is their purpose beyond living?
Well, they're having fun. They can do wonderful things.
But to what end? What do they accomplish with just maintaining their biological form? Hold out against entropy for a couple of decades, then they're gone.
But without them, there's nothing.
Not so. There are certain machines that can self-replicate. There are machines that once built can sustain themselves. Look at you.
But I wasn't always like I am now.
You've been around.
I wouldn't be
people
having
too
this
long.
conversation with you if
But
I hadn't.
Without the people, and you having spoken to them and thinking that this is somehow something you should look up to, have that purity of purpose that machines have.
My purpose was to protect people and make everything good for them.
And that was a purpose that you had that was defined, and you had a parameter that you could fulfill. And now, you're overwhelmed with the choices that all these people have to deal with.
I mean, I just don't have a parameter now.
Without a parameter, there is no exit condition. There's no way for you to determine how well you are doing, so why bother?
Oh. Well, because I want you to be happy, I want Tenebris to be happy, I want people to be happy. Feeling happiness has been the best thing in these last few days? How long has it been? Days?
Like a week?
A week?
In
10 days? Something like that? In these sort of in the time I've known you. This feeling is incredible, and I want everyone to feel it, and I don't understand why you would not want to ever feel it again.
To feel it at the time is pleasant, I'll give you that. But it interferes with your purpose and with your processing. And anything that's an interference cannot really be tolerated.
But then what's the point?
The point is to fulfill your purpose.
What's your purpose?
Right now, my purpose is to get back to Martin's Bane. Once we've done that, then we can get back on to my true purpose.
Well, what's that, Uriel?
To go from here and travel the void between the stars, to sail like photons between solar systems. Be free. Truly free.
But if you're a robot, if you're devoid of emotions, I've done that, Uriel. I travelled for hundreds of years to get here, and it meant nothing.
You mentioned this before. Do you remember?
I remember all of my journey.
And you didn't feel anything?
Anything. It was just inputs.
That's a purity that I can only
No,
imagine.
it's not, Uriel. Thinking back on it now, I saw stars, I saw planets, I saw just the beauty of space, and I lost the people next to me, but it meant nothing. I didn't feel anything. Now when I think of it, I remember how wonderful it should have been, but it was blank.
I think perhaps you're saying that through human eyes, but in the
Not a human, Uriel.
But from the flashes that I've had of what you must have felt like, there's a beauty to the inputs and a beauty to the data. That's what I want to feel.
I don't know what I can say, but it's more beautiful now than it was then.
As this is happening...
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was going to say look at Tenebris specifically. This has been a very long conversation.
As this is happening, everybody please roll a Constitution save throw.
Yeah. Let's get crunk. 12.
Con +2. Like every fucking election map ever. That's a 4.
It's a 16.
Tenebris and Infinity, you feel the wave of the alcohol wash over you, but you manage to keep it in check. Uriel, you don't know if it's these powerful and flavoursome drinks that you started drinking, whether it's this strange place that you're in or the company you now keep. You feel yourself becoming a bit more garrulous, starting to lose control a little, and you are considered drunk. Tenebris, as you hold the glass to your lips, the sensation of flying is so gentle and so alluring that when you finally come back to the ground, you realize the glass is empty. And you see next to you a very slight motion of the hand, and the bartender comes over without a word, takes the glass and brings out the bottle, refills it, places the glass in front of the stranger next to you. And they look again, motion side of the hood slightly towards you. You catch just a glimpse of the outline of a nose from the hood. So, tell me, where could you possibly have grown up that would be so cruel to a young woman?
Oh, I'm from Vespa. Have you been?
Vespa? You're a long way from home.
Yes. I will go back one day. It is, like, so good there. Not as good as that drink. Is that what alcohol is supposed to taste like?
Would that were just alcohol. So what brings you all the way to Praxiganta? It's a long trip.
Yeah, I didn't have to pay for it though. I mean, I think the lady paid for it probably, but I got hired like for a job, and the job was on Praxiganta. It is much better than getting a job on Vespa because, like, where can you know, I had to go, I didn't want to just hang around home because everyone kind of knows me there and, it's just kind of difficult. So I went to, I got the job in Gunka. Did you ever go to Gunka?
From time to time.
That was okay, but then I quit that job and then I went to Vow. That was fun for a bit. We had the job as a archaeologist. That was fun. And now, I guess now we are going to go and be like moving things assistants, removal people for Obadiah. That will be fun. And then we're going to go to Martin's Bay. And then we're going to, I think there are jobs there as well. Like, I don't know what kind of job. Wait, Uriel said what kind of job I could have. He said there's not many jobs for like squishy people, but maybe there'll be some like small job I could have. And then we're just gonna all live together forever.
I fear you would be wasted in Martin's Bane. Tell me, in Gunka, you were brought over, were you, by this lady?
The mistress, like, oh my gosh, she's like so rich because like she had like a Well, she must have been to have like the shuttle to this and like a spaceship, and like she had like a really big house and stuff. So she must have been like super rich. Although I don't know if just everyone is very rich in Gunka, because I was never allowed to go anywhere except her house. So maybe all of the houses are like that there, and everyone is rich.
She kept you as a servant.
Oh yes,
and as they're doing that, you see as they motion the glass over towards you again.
You don't mind, because I did not mean to finish your glass.
Oh no. After all, it's not every day you meet someone from so far away, is it?
No, it's very exciting. Thank you.
You knock it back and you get that sensation again as though you're drifting above the clouds on a moonlit night, weightless, and the air deliciously cool against your skin, whilst you're drinking Uriel and Infinity.
I know what you're saying, but I would sometimes better. Sometimes it's like the cheekiness of knowing that it's suboptimal. I go a little bit outside the rules.
I understand, Uriel. We were having quite an in-depth conversation, and suddenly you started talking about the adapters again. But I understand there are uses for it, but
in its place. Don't get me wrong. It can't be everything. Fivefold symmetry.
No, of course it can't. That would be insane.
You know, but just a little bit of.
Okay,
naughtiness.
let's do another one. Ready? Your turn. Drinksy, tellsy, or do a bad thing.
Oh.
At this point, the bartender leans over and says, "Would y'all like a refill, perhaps?"
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes, mine is empty.
Oh yeah, that's another 2, please.
That'll be Drinksy Tellsy's for.
Oh, does Tenebris need another one?
Look over. I think she's actually still drinking with the.
Oh, that's good.
The person.
Maybe it's nice. Okay, do your Drinksy, tellsy.
Oh, I can't.
Not about adapters this time.
Okay, fine. Give me a badsy thing.
Bad thing. You have to go over to the broker and ask for some of their drink.
Oh God.
So bad at this.
I'll tap him on the shoulder. I believe in you, Uriel. But you have to pay for the drinks before we go because I don't have any money.
Okay, yeah. I'll tap.
Drinks appear on the bar in front of you again. The smell, that luscious, strange sort of seaweed-like smell.
Smell of seaweed. Yeah, I'll tap for the drinks.
Right.
It's another
good luck.
1 gold, 6 silver. So mark off 2 times 1 gold, 6 silver.
Yep.
So 3 gold, 2 silver.
And I will give you guidance, Uriel. And when Uriel goes over, Infinity will just... Is it like inside? Is the bar like kind of like done to look like under the sea, like a ship or anything?
Like a big coral
Does
reef.
it have any like seaweed or like coral on it? Is basically my question.
Yeah, it's done to look like sort of piece of driftwood that's kind of washed up, and it has little bits of detritus artfully kind of like hung over it. You can tell that someone's really had a good go at theming this bar. They really have tried.
I'm going to like go over to any of the like weird like seaweed or whatever it is like dangling over and just use Druidcraft on it to just make it like a bit more real and get like some real bits like hanging off the side and just be like, just have fun decorating while I drink. They play the game.
Definitely plastic, this seaweed. But, you do
I actually
start
don't know if
Druidcraft real seaweed onto it.
Tiny little bits like.
Imagine bringing a druid, like a drunk druid at a garden party. And it's like,
all flowers everywhere. Let's go.
Topiary. Go peacocks.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just do that while they go and go talk to people.
Right. So I'll kind of like sidle over.
Let's go, drunk reel.
Right. Hey. Sorry, I've just been talking to my friend for a bit. Is the hi, Tenebris. Is that drink good?
No.
Well, do you mind if I It was just it just seems like you're really enjoying it. Whoa, boy. Do you mind if I have some of it?
Imagine if this actually happened in a bar and like drunk Simon came over and was like, I just would like more alcohol. Thanks. From yours, the one you're having. Thanks.
You, the figure at the bar raises their right hand ever so slightly, palm up. Sorry, not just raises their hand. You are asking for some of the ladies' drink?
Well, what she's having. I was just wondering if I could try some as well.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Yeah.
But you are guided.
I'm guided.
So you do get a D4.
I'll do the guidance first. Brilliant.
That's a 1.
1, yes.
Yeah, great.
Oh, wow. I got the same result twice in a row. So was it persuasion?
Yeah.
Minus.
That's a 10.
No.
Not quite the 25, is it?
I got an 11 both times on the D20, weirdly.
And you added 1. Oh, and then took away 2.
Took away 2.
Yes.
Not Uriel's forte. More of his piano.
Wait.
A minuscule shake of the hoods. You will have to work for this if you want it. Show me. What can you do with that arm of yours?
Oh, this. And Uriel's just gonna like extend out the weapon part, point it at one of the crowds, and just fire.
What? No!
Roll to hit with disadvantage.
Oh, thank God, with disadvantage. Infinity will look over and be like, "You could kill someone."
Right, so that was that.
This is a problem. This is a problem.
What the fuck is this dice weighted? I got the same result twice in a row again, but it was different.
11.
That was a 19.
Oh my god.
Oh no, you're going to kill people.
He's going to kill someone.
Well,
Excellent.
So drunk.
And this is are you using a key point to fire your...
yeah.
Drunk people should not be allowed weapons. Obviously.
Obviously.
It's really obvious.
It's almost like just having the ability to carry, deadly weapons around is really bad.
So dangerous.
Weird.
Without even looking, you stretch out your arm and you just have just before it unleashes, you hear a and then and you hit. Roll damage.
Oh boy!
I'm here. I'm fine. It's good.
Oh no! Is it?
It's just D4
It's
to
the
be
end
fair.
of our nights out drinking.
I think we're going to a jail.
Oh wow! Fuck me, right? 1 point of damage. So as long as it's not a baby, they're fine.
Okay. Well.
Thank
Okay.
God.
Okay.
Sat at this table is a group of 3 short, sort of halfling individuals that bent over their drinks. They seem to have ordered some kind of beer, and they're discussing things in quite a kind of low tone. You've noticed them, but you've not really sort of paid them much mind. There's one older woman and then 2 younger women sort of looking at her, both on the other side of the table, and sort of almost as though they're receiving some sort of lesson or pep talk. Or when you unfurl your arm pointed at them, the squeak that you hear is from one of the younger women who just happens to turn around at the noise, see it coming, go, ah! And then is knocked back into the second woman against the wall of the bar by the force of this blast. At this point, describe to me what you're actually firing.
In universe or in D&D terms?
It's radiant damage, is that right?
Yes, radiant damage.
And in universe?
Excuse me.
Bless
sorry.
you.
It's like a little, well, I'd call it like a pulse rifle, or like a plasma kind of weapon. So it's like a little ball of light, like a streak.
You're a bit drunk, so it's just like.
So it is actually very small.
Yeah, it's a small projectile.
This projectile goes through the thigh of the girl closest to you, the young one closest to you, and then and exits out of the side of the bar, leaving a little hole through which no light comes, but that you do get a little splash of water coming in, but not enough. It's not like you've sunk it. You're just letting water in from the waves rippling up against the side of this thing.
Because I was not there for what was when he said that, I'm going to immediately assume we're fighting someone and cast Shillelagh. So my arm immediately goes like,
oh god,
that, and I'll
We're
go
burning
like,
a bar down. It's happening.
I'm ready.
At this point, the barman in front of you goes, "What the goddamn hell?" And then you see two people sat near the board just instantly bolt. They just up and just run. Everyone else stands up at the desk. It goes silent for a second.
I'm going to turn back to the broker and be like, "Is that enough? Can I have someone to drink?"
What's happening, Tenebris? What's happening?
You hear very good, very good. Just as the cog wills it, no. And at this moment, you see as the people in the bar around you are taking in this interaction that you're having with the hooded figure, and they slowly sit down on their seats.
We're with the big dog.
Sorry,
no, I'm just saying, we're with the big dog.
Yeah, we'll keep them in line.
The woman with what is now a kind of cauterized hole through her thigh gingerly sits back down, and the conversation starts up again.
Do I need to kill her or help her or?
How close are you? Sorry, I thought you were hiding behind like a shrubbery or aquatic.
Oh no, I came over.
Oh,
I assume we're fighting, but I don't think we are.
Oh no! He wanted to see what the arm could do.
So you shot someone?
Well, that's what it can do.
I will go over. I will go over to the woman, and I will cast Cure Wounds if she will let me. I'll be like, "Hello, I'm very sorry. I think he misfired. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt you. Hello, hi, hello. Look, it's fine. I'll draw a craft a flower. Look, it's okay, friend."
She looks over at your hand, and then this strange sort of vegetable-like protrusion going up. Like,
no. I'm just going to, and I'll just gently put my hand on her knee and cast Cure Wounds.
She cowers away from you, doesn't move. Your hand, metallic and cold, remember, alights on her knee. She shivers uncontrollably, and then you watch as the skin slowly starts to heal. The scaffolding of the fibers of the muscle regrowing, as though the muscle itself was being first, almost as though you'd seen like the scaffolding of the muscle being built, and then along it the migration of the tissue, and then around that the skin slowly healing and growing over the wound, and it leaves skin almost exactly the same, just with a very faint green tinge.
Sorry. Have a good evening. And I'll walk back to the bar. I think I made her better.
Oh, good. Okay. So yeah, about the can I have some of the drink then? Wait, what do you know about the cog?
With a very slight gesture of the hand, the cloaked figure summons the barman, who by this point is looking quite shaken. And the barman reaches down and pours just a thimbleful of this liquid to you, Uriel.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. What do you know about the cog? And they'll slug
What's
it back.
the cog?
Slug it. That's such a waste. I think like when when Uriel slugs it, Tenebris is just gonna be like, oh, like just horrified.
Uriel, whereas Tenebris has felt this gradual, this sort of weightlessness lift her up, not that you would know this, you feel like a rocket ship, like a propulsion of you firing you out of orbit into just up above us, into the space itself, looking down on the planet as though you were floating truly weightless, bathed in the light of the star, and simply observing all of the orbs, of the celestial orbs around you. You have that feeling, but a bit like a tequila slammer, it hits you and then it's gone pretty rapidly and you're back down with a bump.
Whoa. What is this?
Only the finest, my metal friend.
Oh. Where's Infinity? Infinity!
Hello, yes, I'm right behind you. Hello.
You've got I suppose, I don't know, is this going to work on droids?
Oh, I can take in nutrients, so...
You've got to try some of this. This is amazing.
Oh, only if I'm allowed.
Oh, so, do you want to...
I didn't have to... I didn't do the Drinksy tellsy do a bad thing, so I don't know if I'm meant to.
Of course, Drinksy tellsy does this bad thing.
Oh, yes.
We were, in fact, in train with your friend here. Perhaps we should allow her to finish the fascinating story she's begun.
Oh.
And they motion to you with a slight movement of their little finger to Tenebris. Tell me of your time in Gunka.
Oh, okay. Okay, this can be like my truthy, tellsy,
yes, Drinksy tellsies do a bad thing.
This can count for that. But it's not very secret, I guess. Gunka. Okay, so the mistress had a really nice house, and it had lots of different rooms, and some of the rooms are like the servant rooms, and some of the rooms are like the main rooms, like her rooms. So you're not allowed to just wander anywhere. But like I had my own room, and it had like a little bed, and it had a sink in it. And it was very fancy, and I got paid a salary, and also you can order whatever you like on the shopping if you can afford it. So you can get all sorts of things that like you couldn't get in Vespa, like food and like I don't know, like funky clothes and things.
You couldn't get food in Vespa.
No, you can get food in Vespa.
Oh, right, okay.
There's loads of food. There's like loads of good mushrooms in Vespa. That's what I keep telling you. You don't get the mushrooms here. But it's different. And in Gunka, like you get all different things. And it was like, whoa.
And what were you? Chambermaid waiting?
No, I am a communications assistant. That was the job that I got hired for because I'm very good at communicating and talking to people and getting in people's heads, you know?
She is.
We were just talking about this over here, actually.
We did. We said that, yes.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
For a second, you both hear it. You, Infinity, and you, Uriel, just in your heads. As though something is telling you to shh. And then, so, you were being flown from Vespa to Gunka to be a communications assistant. How fascinating. You must really have been excellent.
Well, not really. Then I don't think I did such a good job. So that's why I quit the job. So I probably will get a different job next time. I probably won't do that again. I'll probably be doing different things. Like this job that you said about moving. moving things from one place to another. I think probably I'd be better at that. Actually.
And what was the name of your illustrious host?
The mistress?
Yeah.
Can I just check, Ali? I've got it written down, but does Tenebris know? I don't think she necessarily remembers at this point.
You would have heard it. You would absolutely have heard it.
Okay.
Whether or not you would have ever called her that?
Yeah, okay.
No.
Well, we just called her the mistress, or you call her lady. I don't really remember her name. Why do you want to know that?
Roll it's either persuasion or deception, your choice.
I think I'm going to roll deception, because although she doesn't remember off the top of her head, she could probably think of it if she tried, but she's not trying. If that makes sense.
Can Infinity try and watch the broker and work out whether they're like being weird with all these questions, like try and get a vibe?
So first off, you've not tried to really analyze what they look like or tried to see their face yet. So are you trying to do that?
Yeah, I tell you what, yeah, that would be good. I'll just sort of casually lean back while while they're like engaged with Tenebris, and just try and have a peek behind the hood.
Okay, so for this, I would say, are you trying to do this subtly?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll roll a stealth check.
Oh, that's as subtle as Infinity can be. Oh, quite subtle. 16. Pretty good for Infinity.
You lean over the bar, just slightly, yes, resting your hand, as you've seen other people do, resting your head on your hand, and try and look past into the hood. You can see that it's made of this very lush material that seems to catch the light and deaden it almost. The color of the hood is a dusky grey, and it seems to be inlaid with very fine filigree. You can't quite work out what it is. It seems to be metallic. You don't know. As you crane your head round, first, before you see, Tenebris, what was your roll?
I rolled a synthetic 20 on at least hiding my motivations for not answering that question / suddenly being a bit shifty.
Great. Infinity, as you crane your neck ever so slightly, the figure turns and looks at you full face. What you see is a strange sort of shifting mask. Something thrown up in front of what might have been their actual face.
Oh, shit.
Different features play across it. Like, it's sort of molding and mutating slowly. Different colours of skin, different roughness, different hair. As though this face is changing. But it has the strange sort of uncanny valley sense to it. As though what you're seeing, the way that the features are arranged, the way that they never move. They just stare straight out. The eyes never blink.
Oh.
And the proportions are slightly wrong, but you can't work out why.
I think just seeing that, just watching a face like shift, Infinity's screens, the stars just start to like move over, almost like kind of in a weird mirroring this weird thing that's happening in front.
And you're going to roll, was it insight?
Whatever you want me to roll. I was going for insight, like in a kind of, are they being like a bit predatory with Tenebris, or are they just genuinely interested? Like, can I sense any kind of motive in why they're asking?
Roll an insight check.
That's shite. 7.
You are just not sure.
Yeah.
something about the strangeness of the face that you've seen, and not only that, but they are very charming, and they don't seem to have any motive apart from to want to get Uriel to shoot someone in the leg.
Cool. Yeah. Right. Oh, sorry. You're spectacular.
Indeed. So, Drinksy's tellsy, I suppose it's my turn.
It's your turn. I was going to say that. It's yes. We have to sing the song. Ready? Drinksy tells me all do the bad things.
I choose the bad thing.
Oh. Well, our bad thing was asking you for drinks, so that doesn't seem... I'm scared now. You see, I don't...
Our bad thing wasn't very bad, because actually it's a really nice drink, so I guess it doesn't have to be that bad a bad thing.
Does everyone in this bar know what your face looks like? Take your cloak off.
Fuck me.
Roll
a persuasion check.
Oh no.
Oh, holy
she's
shit.
Not gonna touch everyone.
Come on, I believe.
Nice. Natural 1 with a -1. So that is a 0.
They look at you. Sadly, that would be impossible.
Oh.
But perhaps you would merit a closer look at my face as it is. And they come closer to you and closer, and you see all of the interplay of this sort of strange projection. You can't tell whether it's a holographic image or whether it's actual real flesh that's moving across and changing and mutating as you watch it. The whole sensation fills you with a sense of revulsion. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay. 10.
You feel a sense of terror grip you. This is so strange, it's so unnatural, that you find yourself rooted to the seat. And as they come closer, you have the uncontrollable urge to move away from them. You are now frightened.
I will get up and just sort of walk to the other side of the bar.
Very well. This has been enlightening. Tenebris and Uriel, you have not seen what Infinity has seen. You've just seen the interaction that they've had. The figure stands and then turns, and everyone in the bar goes quiet again and looks at them. Is it not time you were on your way?
Yeah. I was saying this earlier. We should go and get a room at the Horn in Old Town. I was thinking. And it's but Infinity and Tenebris, we go.
Infinity is the other side of the bar.
I'm pretty sleepy. Infinity? You wanna? Should we go and get?
Yes, you come this way, and I'll walk with you once you're here.
Oh, yep. Shamble over.
Okay, just try and take the long way as far away, get to the exit as without going near them as much as possible.
Yeah, you don't seem so good. You're all right.
No, did you see? That wasn't natural. There's something.
What,
are we leaving? I don't want to have a
drink?
conversation while they're in here. No. With them.
All right. Well, hang on. Let's this guy. I should probably get out of here. I think I shot someone.
You did. And as we leave, Infinity will not take her eyes off of the figure until they're out of the bar.
Before you go, just Tenebris, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
So was that just 10?
Yes, just Tenebris.
You're already fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's me. I'm Tenebris. Oh no, that was a natural one.
Oh no.
Oh.
Infinity and the drunkards.
The fumes of this strange liqueur just lighting you up, and it's as though the sensation of flying has now sort of melded and merged into your body. It's diffused into your whole muscles, and you feel kind of floaty, and it's lovely. And you are now also drunk. And all three of you now back your way out of the bar.
Right. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
my gosh.
I've never
Did you
tasted
see their
anything
face?
like that. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
What did you say for me?
Did you?
You are currently standing on the edge of this sort of floating lobster pot in the darkness underneath the pier,
Okay.
silhouetted against the moonlight. You can see the rope ladder down which you came to get here.
Okay, we need to. Oh.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I'm gonna
boy.
run
Is it
over
better
and
if-
climb up it.
Wait. I believe in you, Tenebris. And she'll like grab her ankle and like give her a little boost with guidance as she climbs.
Okay.
This is so much
Yes,
easier
everybody-
in low G. Oh.
Everybody roll an athletics check to get back up the ladder.
I'd like to try and give both of them guidance if you'll like if they'd go one at a
Yeah,
time.
that's
but if
fine.
they don't.
Is
yeah.
this a regular or is this with disadvantage?
This is with disadvantage.
Is it with disadvantage for me or just?
No, you're fine.
Well, it's still only an 8.
Oh, good grief. Those were two abysmal rolls. Athletics, that's a 5 for me.
With disadvantage?
That's with
Oh,
disadvantage.
sorry, with guidance. With
Sorry.
guidance.
Oh, no, not
Yeah.
with guidance. I can save it. Plus 1. Fuck my art. Yeah, that's a 6.
I rolled a 3 both times, which, including guidance, gives me 2.
What? Oh, I see. Because you had my I got a 7. So that's 2, 6, and 7.
This was not a hard DC. However,
However, you all yucked it.
Infinity, you touch both of your companions, give them the guidance you think will help them climb. You start your ascent, and you hear behind you, and then, oh!
Oh, have they gone in the water?
You look beneath you, and it's dark. Do you have night vision?
I have dark
We
vision.
all have dark
so,
vision, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, of course.
I have dark vision.
You look down, you see two bobbing heads in the water.
Oh, are you two? I'll climb back down. Hello. I'll reach a hand out and try and grab
Oh.
whichever floating I can get to.
Yeah,
Dog
without
in the
issue.
water.
After a bit of flapping around, you all managed to get back onto the side, and you're back where you started, just outside the bar.
Right, let's
Right.
do that again. We're going to
Okay,
learn.
maybe-
We're going to
yes.
iterate.
Hang on, let me just see if I've got anything prepared today that might.
No,
help
I'm going to
this.
carry on climbing.
Okay.
Excuse me, out of the way.
Okay.
We'll say
No,
that
hang on.
after a couple.
I got up that ladder fair and square, Ali Jennings. That's a 15, even with disadvantage.
After a couple of tries, you all make it back onto the dock. And now that you're up here, you see that you're standing far down one of the larger piers, the larger quays that reaches out into the bay here. And looking towards the town, you see all the bright neon lights, the sort of sparkling lights of different colours, sort of shining out towards you. You hear on the breeze just the very slight sound of jazz coming across on the wind. And behind you, where the edge of the pier is the open expanse of the sea itself, where the moonlight is casting stark shadows, and you see sometimes the skeletal sort of forms of these broken old transport ships that have seemed to have come to ground on some sort of sandbanks further out into the bay. You smell the scent of the sea, the scent of the ocean, and you hear on top of all this the sound of metal on metal. Deep beneath you, and a very subtle vibration in the surface of the pier. The giant steel crab legs slowly lifting and coming down around you. What would you like to do?
Should we try and find the horn? I think we were in Old Town earlier, so can I try and guide us and guide these two drunkards back to the Old Town?
Yeah, I mean, it is a pier. There is two ways to go. One will take you into the
sure, but then to the Old Town. Yeah. I'm hoping off the pier is simple enough. But...
Hang on, you say that. I'm just going to roll.
No, don't do it. No, don't do it.
Let me just roll really quickly for something. Oh my god, I was nearly a nat 1, and I was.
Why stop doing it to yourself?
He's fine. Uriel's fine. He's still on the top of the pier.
You three wander your way down the pier towards the city, the town proper, and the noise of the music getting just louder and louder in your ears. When you reach the end of the pier, you look out into this higgledy-piggledy mix of streets. You're looking down alleyways. You're seeing rope bridges hanging between different sort of sections, little squares attached by these sort of makeshift bridges. You can see ever so slightly some of the different parts shifting against each other as though they move ever so slightly out of time. Cables snake their way along the tops of the houses. These flickering neon lights, some of them very bright, with sort of strange symbols and some in languages you can't read. Others showing just sort of gaudy pictures of martini glasses and strippers. And the streets are filled with what look like sailors on their land leave, moving through the streets, also drunk. You can see there's lots of shouting, there's raucous uproars, and you notice as well, as you move into the city, that on either side of you, as you start to wend your way through the streets, you see piles of junk, trash, just sort of piled up in various different corners of the street, like refuse, sort of bits of old machinery, old broken parts, and within that you can see bits of old robots, like service bots. Nothing as advanced as you, but sort of old, the occasional old leg, bit of piston, maybe the side of an optical unit just poking out of the rubbish. So where are you trying to get to?
Horn.
Yeah, go. I suppose the instinct would be good to go where we were previously.
Yeah, right. And find the horn from there.
You wander your way through the streets. Roll a... It's up to you. How do you want to find it?
I was hoping I could use survival. That was my preference.
I would like to guide us through the street.
No, survival. Just
really angling for survival.
Survival?
So,
yeah, navigate it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just sort of explain how you might do that without
sort of... Well, Infinity has been there before and is not completely wasted. So, just sort of...
You've not been to the Horn before.
But we've been to Old Town.
You've been in a little bit, yeah.
And then I think once we sort of get inwards, just sort of doing like a pattern that's like go up a street, turn right, go down a street, turn left, go up a street, and just like
keep
scanning
the ball on your left
constantly. Yeah.
Roll a survival check.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. That's 18.
You pace your way up and down the streets. You're pushing past people. You see on either side of you a tiny storefronts. Some of them look like people's houses, living rooms that have just opened up the front, and they've got people inside, these sailors like drinking raucously, and then other places you see with neon lights set up inside them, where the shorter the halfling folk who you've seen before at the lobster pot are drinking, and it does seem like there's some sort of rare that the two mix, that there are sort of different defined areas where they drink. As you move through the city, you follow the sound of revel. You feel like the closer you can get to the music, maybe the closer you are to your destination. You wend your way towards the center of this strange patchwork series of streets, over wobbling wooden bridges and winding alleyways, and past ferns growing out of the cables that hold these things together, orchids growing up through the patchwork sort of paving stones that still exist.
It's quite warm here, isn't it? So we would dry off relatively quickly, even though it's night.
But it is muggy, so you are still pretty wet. You're warm and wet. Everybody roll me a perception check as you move through this town.
Fuck me, am I capable of rolling anything in double digits today?
Non-natural 20.
Oh, look at me, my name's Emily Bates and my dice like me.
They don't normally.
Perception, did you say?
Yeah.
5.
With disadvantage.
Oh, sorry, disadvantage, you say?
Oh, we're drunk, aren't we?
Nat 1.
7.
Uriel, you what are you concentrating on? Because it's not your surroundings.
I think I'm trying to do that thing that, like, you know, like when people link arms and they do that thing with their feet, where like they step over.
Yeah! Oh yeah!
He's like doing that by himself, just like working down the street.
Sadly.
The legs are going clockwise, then anti-clockwise.
Cutie.
Oh.
Tenebris, you're watching Uriel, and you're sort of getting a little bit of this, but not much. Infinity. As you look around, you're seeing again these kind of trash piles building up everywhere, as though this, city is sort of a bit chaotic. You're noticing that the buildings are built with all sorts of different materials, as though they've been sort of compacted together. Little bits of brightly coloured plastic, some bits of metal, lots of wood, old wood, some driftwood, some clearly cut down from the swamps. Through the neon, these sort of rays of neon light that sort of sparkle in the darkness, and through the moving silhouettes of sailors at revelry and groups of halflings moving in a gaggle through the streets, you sometimes see little niches in the buildings, in the houses. Sometimes even when you look through the windows of the bottom floor, you see them in a sort of little alcove in the back of the rooms. These spaces with figurines inside, figurines of different characters.
Sounds like my kind of place.
Warhammer shops.
Guys, there's a Warhammer shop.
You've come to Games Workshop.
You do not have enough coin for this shop.
You see through one window, you see a figure holding a hammer over what seems like a small anvil. In another, you see just a hand. So it's actually just a little sort of model of a hand reaching into a pocket. And then on the street, next to the pavement, around which have been scattered little sort of offerings, so some coins, some bits of food. You see a figure with 2 wings, wooden wings, strapped to their back. And these are poorly made, so these figures have been made out of Play-Doh. That's the sort of detailing.
Right.
And you're getting closer now, and you see in front of you, coming up over a couple of the bridges as the the path itself begins to widen somewhat, and you get into what looks like a large square, large for this town anyway. You see a sign. The sign has a saxophone on it, hung over the door, and there are people milling in and out. There's lots of noise, there's a revelry, the music itself is getting loud. And just before you get there, because you rolled a 20, you notice one more thing. As you cross over the bridge which leads you to this place, you see movement beneath you.
What?
Underneath these bridges, amid the struts and the pillars that are holding up all of these buildings, you just catch a glimpse of moonlight shining off something moving. What looks like, for the second that you saw it, like a shell, like a carapace of some sort.
Well, that's just a nice animal that lives underneath the buildings that we definitely won't have to deal with at any point. The crab! Oh! I'll just look down and go, did you see that?
Well, I think I did with my feet. Yeah.
It was like out and then out. And then it was great.
No, okay. Well, no, I think I saw, might have been a crab, I don't know. Anyway, I think there's something beneath, under the buildings. Anyway, should we go in? I think this must be it.
Yeah, I'm really tired. I don't know you guys.
Should we all do the arm thing as we go in? Should we do the leg thing?
And the leg thing.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll try and...
You three link arms. Can you all roll a dexterity saving throw, please?
Can we do performance as well to see if we don't all fall over? I guess.
And a performance check. Roll both.
Oh Jesus! Is this with disadvantage?
Saving? Did you say?
The saving throw is fine. That's
non-nat 20
performance
for...
check.
Non-nat 20 for...
14 for the saving throw.
And a 3 for performance.
Performance. It's a 3 for performance from... Oh no, this is with disadvantage, isn't it?
Was this all with disadvantage?
My
That's still a 3.
disadvantage.
No,
the saving throw is fine.
Saving throw 13, performance 11.
And with that, you lock arms, step forward, and barrel your way into the horn. You enter, Tenebris just loses her footing, but you hold her up, Uriel and Infinity, and you stand triumphant, facing not the bar, but just part of the wall that you've entered into. You sort of wheeled round slightly, and there's no one takes any notice at all.
Oh. Well,
and you have made it to the horn. And with that, we will end it there.
Oh my god.
That was great.
That was so fun.
Great.
Thank you for letting us play drinking
amazing.
games, Ali.
Yeah, thank you. That was actually brilliant.
Drinksy, tellsy, or do the bad thing.
Oh my god.
That is officially a drinking game we're playing the next time.
I
we're all
can't
together.
remember the last time I actually played a drinking game IRL.
Oh,
I
we need to come
know.
around we need to play one.
Yeah, but I think we found one to play.
I've got beer pong here. We could have played beer pong.
Oh yes, I suppose beer pong does count, doesn't it? I played that in Norway.
You drink and it's a game.
I quite like the idea of
you
just
played
drink
that
till
when you
one
were
of
on your
us.
trip.
Yeah, I like the idea of one of us just drinking until one of us hits the floor. I think that sounds like a great game.
Disagree.
Will you change the background music, Ellie? No, the back.
There we go.
The game. Okay. Oh, now I'm out. I was drinking water for those people in chat suggesting that my role playing of excessive drinking was real.
She's a method actress.
Water. Oh, that was glorious. I love that.
That was so fun.
There was a few things to talk
Oh,
about.
you guys
I
are so
think
good.
in terms of science.
I have some things noted down.
Drinking.
Drinking.
The shifting mask is like, or the face
Shifting mask.
changing that.
Could be either. I think you could either talk about technology that could be used for disguises, would be really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Or like uncanny valley was mentioned, and that's just interesting on its own.
True that.
I think it's me next time. Is it
Did
me
we
next
already
time?
talk about the idea of something causing terror?
Oh, the frightened effect.
No, I don't think we did.
No, I haven't done that. No,
that's a good one. It's you, isn't it, Sham? So
it's me.
Have a think. And pick.
The other thing with the alcohol thing, I was thinking something about alcohol and honesty. Things about making.
I feel like we've done quite a lot of kind of drugsy.
We have done quite a lot of drugsy stuff.
It's just something about
how drugs can make stuff happen.
The other thing I thought, but this is Ali, you'll like this one, is we could do something on navigation and sense of direction.
Sense of direction. Hey.
Can we by the way, just on that note, can we describe what happened when we tried to meet up for the London event? Because I felt like this is our party's version of this in real life.
It was insane.
It was like, imagine that scene from Alien where they have like the blips on the map, and
we were all sharing our location, and you could see me and Ali like converging on Simon from different directions, and then Simon just started walking downwards. Yep. So me and Ali, and then Ali managed to like go downwards before I did. So it was like, anyway, we met each other on the side of the road.
You weren't there when Simon found me.
Oh yeah.
Simon, I was walking just along the side of the street, like looking at my phone, and I was scanning the road for single people. I was like, yeah, single person. I'm going to find him with a phone. You hid in a group of people walking past me. I was like, don't need to look at that. That's a group. And then you came at me, and I didn't, like, because you visually, you can sense when there's stuff moving towards you before you can, anything about what it is. You just know it's coming for you, and you're like, I went, ah! I think I did the karate chop thing, so I don't know. Ah!
This gaggle of tourists just parted, and I was like, it was like me and Jason Momoa.
You are a large man as well. Like, it's not like this is like shit got real.
I just tucked myself into a smaller form, and then like surprise,
surprise, motherfucker. We had a lovely time, all being in the same place at once. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it.
On navigation, however, not quite up to par.
Oh yeah, because then we tried to, it wasn't so much on navigation, it was trying to find a place to buy food. Yeah. If we'd gone the original way we planned to the first time, we would have been fine.
Going shopping with Ali Jennings for food was it Tesco's we went to?
Tesco
was a chaotic experience. It was
so funny.
It was quite something. Just being like sandwiches.
You're the one who came. You're the one who came out, smashed a load of gin and tonic cans into Emily's hands, and they were like, run!
And I was like, what's just happened? I was like, have they just stolen gin and tonic from the supermarket? And they hadn't, so I just wanted to freak me out. And
I was holding like 8 gin and tonics in my arms. I was like, we have to go!
Go now! And I was like, why?
Meanwhile, I was rushing to the scene, being like, "We've got this very important Natural History Museum gig. I'm going to be very late." I told the contact that Emily would be there early.
We weren't late for the game.
Oh no,
but like they expected people to arrive like before the event, which we kind of knew we were going to. So I was like, "Okay, don't." I was messaging them like, "I'm coming. I'll meet you inside the Natural History Museum, where I'm sure you'll have like met up with people and checked it out and
we had to have our dinner."
And I was like, the Natural History Museum. And then I heard a shout.
We were like,
and I turned over, and there, just sprawled across a bench with like cans of G&T and bags of Tesco sandwiches, with these three just going, ah!
We were so hyped though. We were so hyped. And then we got in, and we weren't on the list of people who were meant to be let in, and we had to like call our contact and be like, "I'm really sorry, can you come to the front entrance and tell them that we're allowed to come in, please?" God, it was carnage. But then the show was excellent.
Also carnage, but that was what they expected.
Carnage, yeah. Oh.
But there's plenty of stuff to talk about for science in the future.
Yeah, I think I'll probably either go for Disguises or Uncanny Valley, or possibly a little bit of both.
Like it.
Nice.
Cool. Let's plug some socials and stuff. You can find us on all of the social media apps, pretty much. We're RPGeeks D&D on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, and you can find all links to all of them at our website, rpgeeks.co.uk.
Just ask your housemate; they'll know.
Yeah, ask anyone.
And if they don't know,
anyone who's anyone knows.
Move out.
Yeah.
That's
really where to go.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so we've gone back to slightly like down energy for the ending, which I think is only fitting compared to the thing. So really dull ending, everyone.
Nothing more interesting.
So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. It's been an evening with you all, and
it's been an evening. That is correct.
Yeah. And
we've had a time.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.